Thank you very much, Professor Unebe. Now we are open to the questions and discussion, please.
Sorry, I put so many things in 1 hour talk. So,
Ajahn Sucheta forced me to start the questions. I find your presentation very interesting, and I learned a great deal about these paintings and a lot more concerning the myth of the Lord Buddha in connection to this different gesture. What I try to draw connection more or less is has got to do with the fact that in Southeast Asia, mainly in mainland Southeast Asia, the people in this region didn't actually adopt Buddhism, but also Hinduism and others as well. So in this respect, I try to draw sort of connection between, for example, the incarnation of Lord Vishnu and his miracle as being portrayed in many places in the Southeast Asian temples, particularly in Angkor, and this focus as what you just mentioned. So it is possible that some episodes that were actually selected by Southeast Asian people who more or less familiarized with incarnation of Lord Vishnu, victory over Mara, shunning the ocean, so on and so forth, has some sort of influence to the way in which they select the stories of the Lord Buddha to be portrayed. One of the very good examples that I have seen is the case of a temple by the name Taprom in Angkor, which the scene concerning victory on the water motive. That one actually emphasized in several places of lintels. Victory over Mara. This one in the lintels and pediments of that particular temples, which this might perhaps lead to another point that I a little bit wonder, because the period that the story was emphasized in Angkor is the period of the spread of Mahayana Buddhism. This is quite different from the period you are dealing with. Nevertheless, the scenes such as victory over Mara was not ignored. So in this respect, you see, what I'm trying to say is that maybe to a considerable degree that the way in which Southeast Asian people very selective and know what they would like to present has sort of connection with what they perhaps previously familiarized with. Actually, this incarnation of Lord Vishnu, the miracle of Lord Vishnu, so on and so forth. That's one point. Another point, sort of connection between the period, particularly the time of Jaravarman VII and the period of the spread of Mahayana Buddhism, and you see this sort of illustration. Thank you.
thank you very much. Yes, from artistic point of view, this could be somehow related to the churning of the ocean, Milk Ocean. In this case, I haven't checked the Mahayana description on this event, so I'm not sure this is found elsewhere in some Chinese sources and or Sanskrit sources. I have just found Pathama-sambodhi description only, but it is quite well connected to this illustration. So yeah, for this, many things to be done, I think. Thank you.
So the restoration of each Buddha in the manuscript, in the illustration, the Buddha wears red-colored robes every time, like they are the Burmese monks nowadays. So, but usually in Thai monks wear orange or yellow-colored robes. So I wonder if the Thai monks in the 18th century wear the red-colored robes.
I think somebody can help me. I don't know. The mural always in murals, and this illustration also, the Buddha wears red. But in this case, some pink, red. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it would be to differentiate the Buddha from the monks. You see the monks, the color, but the color of the robes is quite troublesome.
This should be, yes, Buddha's robe.
Ajahn Peter, you raise your hand.
I think the yellow robes may have come with chemical dye. Before that, the robes were produced by natural mixtures of kanun tree and things like that, as forest monks still do dye their robes, and those produce a kind of a dull or dark color. So I think these very bright robes come from the modern period. I don't think you see them in any murals, but I'm not sure. Now I was going to say that this manuscript has a kind of provenance more than many other provenance, and the trouble with studying anything in Thai art is the problem of dating. Many things have no date. And I know you studied some Samut Khoi in Japan, and do any of the ones you studied in Japan also have a clear provenance or dating that puts them in a perspective that we can compare to other manuscripts?
Yes, there are some coins have colophons. Yes, and what I have seen is only 19th century one and 20th century one. I found the colophons and we can date them, but there are some Samut coins dated in 18th century also. I think Henry Ginsberg already mentioned about them, but it is actually difficult to compare because this one is so special. This is the only one with Buddha's life scenes. So I haven't found any other manuscript to be compared with this. But still, some art historian can do something more, I think. Yes, for me it is difficult. This picture is older than or newer than this one. Such a comparison is difficult for me. So, yeah.
Can I ask a question? Why did you choose to compare the pictures from this manuscript to the temple in Thonburi? What is the connection that you see from?
Yeah.
Do you think it's the same period or any?
Yes, I think they are in somehow in the how to say. Not actually the same period. This is from Ayutthaya, I think we believe. And the Thonburi temples are, yes, they're originally found in Ayutthaya period, maybe, but the murals are later. But this much colorful murals are not found in Ayutthaya, only later reconstruct one. So, and Thonburi is, yes, famous for this, like the Buddha scenes, and many places to be visited and compared murals. So that's the reason.
How many temples in Thonburi went to see?
What Ratchasitara, what Dusitaram, what Swarnaram, what Tontamachat, and some, and 3-4 temples. But in our book, I use these 4 temples, murals of these 4 temples.
I have questions about the relation between the narrative and the art, the paintings. As you say that the Buddha life narrative in Pathama-sambodhi has, as I can say, evolved from shorter version to longer version, and then the motifs from the longer version appears in the paintings. So I wonder that, in your opinion, why the artist choose those motifs from the longer version, besides that they are popular in those times, and what is the functions of these pictures in the Samut Khoi, in your opinions?
Actually, the selection is from not from longer version. That is the subjects are found in shorter version too, and yes. So I don't know, but anyway, selection is quite well correspond to that shorter version, structure of the shorter version. So, and the longer version, of course, the detail in that longer version, we can find details of the same event considered important in this Samut Khoi, the illustrations also. But basically, it corresponds well to the shorter version.
May I ask a question? Yeah, you mentioned several times about the Bodhisattva in your PPT. So can you explain more about it? What is the rules and what is the potentials about Bodhisattva in your illustrations or in the stories? I just want to know more about the Bodhisattva in your presentations. So can you explain something about what is the rules, what is the positions of Bodhisattva in your stories?
What is interesting is that
there's number one. Both of the Bodhisattva.
And then one more. So, life as Bodhisattva Zoo, the previous lives. This is a famous 10 Jatakas. And this is an extra canonical, not famous one. And this is a Bodhisattva, but as a prince, Siddhartha. So it signifies to be a Buddha, the awakened one. He spent many previous lives and the final life in this way. So, how to say? It is not just the life of the Buddha is not just this life. This is a final life. And as Bodhisattva, he spent many lives. It is a point that illustration shows. It is okay for you? Yeah.
Any more questions? Nicola, want to ask anything?
I don't know much about these modern mural paintings, but I wonder if you had looked at murals paintings in other countries to compare, such as Pagan, for instance. The 8 miracles are certainly there, the elephants and the monkeys, just to compare. If you,
yeah, I think somebody should do. I know, but yes, I don't want to mix up many traditions. That is not what I want. Yes, but I know many things to compare, and still, as I told you, why the selection of 8 miracles like this is not yet to be explained precisely or more, how to say. I think so. Please let me know if you have any determined opinion about that section of 8 great miracles. I think my idea is, as I explained, these are related to the crisis of the Sangha. Yeah, that's the point. Yes.
For the mudra, I have seen that many pictures, the Buddha, he used for the miracle used by the right hand, and just only a little bit pictures he uses by his left hand, but by the statue, Buddha image, they made from the left hand. And is there any difference between use the right hand and left hand, or special meaning for making Buddha statues or Buddha images just for the left hand, not the right hand, which is the most picture in the Samut Khoi? Is there any different meaning or special something?
I checked this series of the pans in Prapaton Chedi, and there is one, not this, there is a statue doing this, and this is related to the subduing Angulimala nowadays. You know, so maybe that now it is interpreted as this is a miracle and this is subduing Angulimala, but in former days it is not such. This is showing miracle, and I now suspect this is somehow related and not the same with this. I should ask somebody more familiar with this Thai art, but anyway, this posture is almost same, but this is actually not showing the back of his hand, like I don't know. So maybe this could be different one. This is maybe means not just a miracle. Maybe showing Loka Vivarana, the unveiling the world miracle. Maybe.
On the gestures, moods, whatever, I wonder whether you find any consistency 18th, 19th century paintings or manuscripts in the gestures. So you've shown, for instance, that the so-called Bhumisparsa mudra is actually shouldn't be called that way because at least in your examples it represents something else, the teaching in Tavatimsa. So I wonder if you find any consistency or not. And I can give you an earlier, a much earlier example, a famous one from Wat Sutat in Bangkok. On the back of the main Sakyamuni image, on the back there is a famous stone slab from the Dvaravati period, where you see two registers of the two miracles, the twin miracles at the bottom, and the teaching at Tavatimsa on the upper register, and they are in the same posture with the legs pendant and the teaching of Vitalka Mudra, if you want. So it seems like there is no consistency. So what is your opinion?
Okay, as far as that, I have seen Thonburi temples concerns, and it is consistent, I think. As far as Thonburi temples, this life of the Buddha scenes, it is consistent. But the problem is there is no other, how to say, Khoi in the same period depicting the life of the Buddha. So no other Khoi is available. So I cannot say it is perfectly consistent. But I think I believe at least this 18th century one. Yeah.
So from the paintings and in the manuscript and mural paintings, it is consistent in 18th, 19th century. But where do you think that comes from? Why do you think the teaching of the Buddha in Tavatimsa is represented that way? Is it from the text? Can you find something in the text to explain?
No. Actually, no. I cannot find the reason in the Pathama-sambodhi. So I think somebody. But it is consistent. That's why I'm talking. It's my suggestion. Some can find evidence, textual one.
Actually, I thank for your presentation, and I think I missed one slide. Could you go back to the scenes of the preaching in Tavatimsa? This one. Yes, and which one did you identify as the Mara? No, not Mara, the Maya. Yes, Mahamaya.
Yes.
I think it could be maybe. Yeah, because in the text or in the tradition say that she was reborn as a Devaputra, as a male. So I think could it possible to be the one Devaputra on the yes, this one, and those two women could be a consorts of the Indra.
Yeah. I know that the text says usually says so. The reborn as a Devaputra, but maybe so. I'm not sure. But always in murals also there is a female figure on the right hand side of the Buddha. The text says so. But left right is hard to say, interchangeable, because this one here viewer's right side. But anyway, it is nearest figure, and this should be the female figure. So I think she should be Mahayama, not he. And otherwise, it is difficult to identify her for the viewer. So on purpose, they choose the female figure for representing Mahamaya. I think the text says different. I know.
No more questions. Thank you very much, Professor Unebe. We give him a big hand again.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.